And then back to Iguodala to the rim. Oh, great block. James out of nowhere, skies to the rim.
Boyd took the advantage and played on from inside the center square. Boyd kicked the goal. Boyd kicked the goal from inside the center.
Here's Aloisi for a place in the World Cup. He's hands right back up.
Live it, breathe it, love it. All sports, double coverage.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Double Coverage. We hope you're still living, loving, and breathing sport. I am Dom with that great man, Sauce.
Doma, look, I'm sad it wasn't me, but I'm glad it was you because once again, double coverage supplies the goods. Called it at the start of the season before a game was bounced. I just thought I'd give you a round of applause. He called it Brisbane Lions back-to-back. He called it before a game was bounced. You heard it here first, double coverage.
From Feb. What can I say?
That deserves a call.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
That call right there.
We had the Brownlow medalists called on this show and the Premiership called all within the same year. So, anyway, what can we say, Sauce? Not to get ego tripping on this show, but they effectively, Brisbane, went through the same method as last year. Them losing in the first round was them essentially finishing fifth, like they did last year, because they had to play the extra game. And what can I say? After, halftime it was tied, 36 apiece. But when Lockie Neal kicked that goal with 57 seconds left in the third quarter, it was game over.
People were doubting the call to have him there as the sub, but you can't doubt it because he came on, he had a massive impact. He was big in the second half when he came on. You can arguably say he changed the game in a way because they ran away with it, obviously, with him on the field, his confidence. He kicked a big goal that obviously pumped him up from nearly 50. It's just, it was a domination after halftime. And you got to say, as we mentioned, that Scott outcoached Fagan in the first final. Roles were reversed. Fagan just outdid Scott. He had him at every corner, every move covered, and it was a demolition. You get that, Dom. You get the good grannies, you get the bad grannies.
Well, the last two have been pretty
good for the Lions supporters. I shouldn't say that, but obviously we want an exciting game. We want a Collingwood Lions-esque type finish.
Well, it was exciting up to halftime.
Up to halftime. Yes, I will say that.
And they
as
just
a neutral supporter.
And it was genuinely a masterclass by Fagan.
It was
an absolute masterclass. It was just ridiculous.
Well, as we know, the Lions, they usually do things in threes because when they won their last frags, they went back to back to back. So, Doma, you might as well just, as James says, call them next year.
Well, they've made 3 grand finals in a row. Like, it's crazy. Maybe they'll do the opposite. They won 3 in a row and then lost to Port Adelaide. Maybe they lose to Collingwood and then they win 3 in a row this time around. Their team is unbelievable. Like, it's only going to get better. And I'll sit here and happily say, as one of my favourite footballers in the league and has been for a while, is Josh Dunkley, because he's a defensive midfielder, and we found out post-game that he had grade 3 syndesmosis in his ankle. So he had torn ligaments in his ankle, and he absolutely dominated.
Jab it up.
He dominated.
Jabbed it up and he just got out there.
Back to Lockie Neal, just quickly, Sauce. He played I don't even think he played a quarter and a half of football. He had 17 touches, 7 clearances, and a goal in a quarter and a half of football.
Killed it.
And your boy, Bailey Smith, he disappeared. What happened?
Not only that, Patrick Dangerfield disappeared. He was unleashed in the final series into the midfield, but when he went in there, they tagged him. They didn't allow him to dominate it, and actually, he didn't attend as many centre bounces as I thought he would on grand final day.
And he also
He even
injured
broke
Jeremy
his
Cameron.
own teammate's arm. Yes, unfortunate. But one thing I'll say, Scott, you're a lemon, mate. You're a lemon because you should have just subbed him off. You don't put a guy back on there when he has a broken arm, you peanut. He was useless. He's running with his arm down his side. All right, made that amazing tackle where he grabbed by, I think it was Fletcher. Was it Jasper Fletcher? He grabbed onto his jumper. I think it might have been. But it was useless. Why didn't you sub him out? Why would you keep him?
He complained that the assessment of him took too long and they didn't know whether they could use the sub, and if the sub rule wasn't there, then it'd be just all fair because he'd be able to get another player in the rotation. I don't think it makes a difference if you ask me.
I think the word on the street is they're going to put 5 on the bench, no sub next year. That's it, 5 on the bench.
He just got outclassed. That was it. Defensively outclassed.
Yeah.
At every turn.
Yeah.
It was great to watch. James is happy. G'day Global. He called it again. I might be in February. Global said they made dim sims out of the Cats. Ashcroft is a serious weapon and Danger was cooked. Ashcroft is very good, Source.
They've got we had a chat to a Brisbane Lions supporter at the Oz Nation who was talking up some of the academy players that they're potentially getting in the draft coming up as well, sitting in the wings, the Lions. So they're going to get better. They're going to get better. And then Oscar Allen's going there. Draper's going to go there.
They're going to get Annabelle as well, who's a top 5 pick, mate. So is in their academy, so they get a top 5 pick.
Overpowered, mate. Overpowered. What can you do? What can you do?
They had, and you got to remember, injured this year, Source. Tom Duday, Kitty Coleman, Jackson Payne, Eric Hipwood.
True.
All these guys didn't play, and they played Lockie Neal injured, Josh Dunkley injured, and they still destroyed them. Like, it's actually cooked when you think about it. Look at all their guns that are under 25. Ashcroft, Fletcher, Logan Morris, the other Wilmot, the other defender that got subbed out of the game as well. Number 20, is he number 12 or 21 for Brisbane? Bro, they had like...
Not Reveal.
Nah, not Reveal. Another guy. Brucey Reveal. They had Snoop Dogg playing in the grand final, mate. Brucey Reveal. Did the halftime of the pre-game show and then won a flag.
What did you think of the pre-game show? Did you tune in?
I caught the last 5 minutes. I heard that Jessica Malboy's mic wasn't even working or something.
Look, I got no idea. They had issues with the mics. There's a bit of a footage that's come out from the back that they nearly muffed it and his mic wasn't working, Snoop Dogg. But I will say this, and I watched it start to finish, and where I watched it, he had a proper speaker set up, so we really cranked it up when Snoop Dogg came on, and we had a bit of a boogie, beer in hand, knocking it back. It was good. I liked it. Obviously, I like a bit of Snoop Dogg, so it was right down my wheelhouse. And I thought that the theatrics of it, the dances, that's what it's got to be. It's got to be a grand sort of event. It was a good prequel into the game. And it was cool as butter, old Snoop. And, look, I've heard some stories about him obviously being in Melbourne and things that he's done. He's just pretty much allowed to light up wherever he goes. They accommodate his requests at every turn. No one tells him no that he cannot. So yeah, look, I enjoyed it. So, but some
I didn't
people are
get.
going to
I can't
criticize.
make a comment on it.
Some
So
people are going to criticize, but what can you say? I enjoyed it. Let's hope that that's the standard set, and
well,
hopefully,
I didn't listen to Katy Perry last year, but apparently she was pretty good. And then
yeah, she was good.
Robbie Williams was really good the year before, apparently. So, by the sounds of things, the last three they've had have been pretty good.
Yep,
Vinny said at
well done.
least the AFL main act didn't cancel. So is that confirmed? He's actually cancelled his NRL grand final. Teddy Swims or whatever his name is.
Oh no.
How funny was the doppelganger of him in Melbourne? Yeah, there was a guy riding around in a lowrider that's a Snoop Dogg lookalike source. And it was funny. All these ladies were getting photos with him, and the reporter was going, "Oh, did you just meet Snoop?" Like, I can't believe it. We just met Snoop. And he goes, "It's not him." And they're like, "No, what do you mean?" It's like, that's just a lookalike, man. And they started like they were shattered. I love it.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Oh,
Oh, that's
there's
something
some
we would
funny
do.
people out there. There is some funny people out there. That's a good one. Doma, look, all in all, another AFL season goes by. We'll talk
Great.
a bit about trades and things as they happen, bit by bit. Anything that comes by over the coming weeks,
Well,
because
the biggest thing today was Christian Petrarca is gone. So
yes, I did see that. Not surprised. I think he's also he's using the coach and saying, them sacking the coach is the reason that he wants to go. I don't know if that's true, but
this guy could have been playing for Collingwood this year. I'm being serious. This guy could have been playing for Collingwood. But that just shows that maybe Melbourne didn't see any value of trading for anyone on Collingwood's list potentially. There probably wasn't anyone there. But
yeah,
realistically, if you're Collingwood, they need forwards, Melbourne. I would have given like Brody Myercheck and picks for Christian Petrarca. You kidding me? I would have given absolutely anything. So
let's see where he lands, Doma. Let's see where he lands.
Adelaide want him, but Melbourne want like Josh Rochelle, Luke Pedlar, and picks for him. So they're trying to get two forwards. This is what I'm trying to say. They could have traded a whole bunch of shit for him. And they didn't. And the other team too that reckons that they recruited better than Collingwood was Carlton. They could have also given stuff. Because they were in the hunt. Remember, he said he wanted to play for a big club.
Yep. Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens there at the Blue Baggers. A few players wanting out. What happens?
Well, they're going to get what's his name? Who's the guy from the Dogs? They played like 4 games. He's Buku Kamas. They're going to get him.
Okay.
Andrew's late to the party, mate. He said, "I want to hear your thoughts on the Lions. Give me something." Just go fast forward to the start where Sauce claps me for picking them, and then me going through talking about how it was a masterclass, mate, and how you absolutely dominated. And Saucy gave his good takes as well. He said, "Just mince them, mince the Cats."
Yeah. Completely outcoached,
mate. Global, that's just wishful thinking. Nobody's going to Essendon. If
Global,
Zach Merritt wants to leave, why would Butters want to go there?
We are cooked.
I'm sorry.
Global, we are cooked. Essendon's cooked. I don't know where to from here. I'm happy that we've got, obviously Walsh has taken over the main role there, and they kicked out the other bloke that told the what was his name? Oh,
I don't know. It was just the spud.
Yes, but the old GM or CEO, whatever it is, they kicked him out because he told one of the old club legends who was expressed concern about the club and the way its direction and how it's going, and said, "If you don't like it, f off and support another club." Which is pretty.
I
You don't
reckon,
say that to a club legend.
yeah, pretty much. I reckon Adam needs to come on the podcast because he's more privy to this stuff. Thoughts on the handouts given to West Coast. If you can fill us in, because I haven't seen it, then we'll make a comment on it. I'm sure it'll be just an absolute joke. I'm assuming it's compensation picks for them losing Oscar Allen. That's what I'm
Oh
guessing.
no.
I wouldn't have thought
St.
so.
Kilda going hard. Yeah, you know what, Vinny? But one thing I will say is, like, good on them. You know what I mean? Like, have a crack, Saints. Like, at least they're making moves and having a
Yeah.
crack. And all right, they got the money to blow around, blow the money. You got to spend your salary cap. So get some big players in and try and make something happen.
I'd be stupid to say as a North Melbourne supporter if we were doing the same thing for decent players. Like, you can't be upset at that.
I had this discussion with someone the other day, Dom, and you tell me, like, the way that the AFL is going, the way the landscape of it's going, and how it's like a lot easier now to trade players and get things, and maybe it opens up even more potentially. I don't know. Maybe there ends up being a mid-season trade period between teams that you can do. I don't know if that's something that they'd explore in the future. It is what it is. But I was saying these clubs that are down the bottom that are struggling, they sell this plan to their clubs, and then they end up being struggling for so many years. There's been so many teams that have turned it around in a 2 to 4 year period, and it can turn around quick, and you got to make moves. So
Yeah.
I don't buy into this bullshit of clubs and selling their fans down this road of you got to have patience. You got to have patience. Like Essendon, for how long they've been telling us. For North Melbourne, how long they've been telling that fan base. You know what I mean?
You
St
should look at
Kilda,
Hawthorn.
how long they've told that fan base. You look at these other teams, they've turned it around and they've actually gotten somewhere and had played in some big finals, maybe been on the precipice of potentially a grand final. You know what I mean?
Well, Hawthorn's a perfect example. The list, everyone said North Melbourne and Hawthorn's list in that season were on the same level. You know what I mean? And it's like, they'll be down the bottom, the both of them. And look at Hawthorn in 2 years, where they've got to, and look at North. Can't even get anywhere near the finals. So, I don't know. I don't know what, like, I agree with you on that source. Sometimes you have this 10-year plan. It's not as simple as 10 years. It's just go out and get the players you need to fill the gaps in your list, and you'll become good. Like Andrew says here. Oh, sorry. I saw that comment. I'll bring it up. Andrew said here, North needs to target Stephen May. And I know he's old, but we need a defender.
I said that to some North Melbourne supporter, and they said, I don't want him. He's old. And I'm like, yeah, but he's better than the people you got there.
Yeah, but if you get him, you probably get Lever. That's the way you got to look at things. You get him, you probably get Lever, and then you go trade and you try and get Wilkie. You should be trying to trade to get Callum Wilkie into your team. And I'm sick of people saying, "Oh, don't get 31-year-olds, 32-year-olds because they won't be there for your next flag." Mate, I'm telling you, Luke Parker is 32 years old or 31 years old. He could be hoisting up a trophy in 4 years' time. Look at Dane Zorko. He could actually be holding the trophy in 4 years' time, mate, at North Melbourne. If you make the right moves. You got arguably the best ruckman in the league. You got arguably some of the best midfielders in the league. Lark is a pretty decent key forward. You got one of the best small forwards in the league in Paul Curtis. Where it all falls down is you got probably the worst backline in the league. That's where it falls down. Like, as a North Melbourne perspective. And you can look at that at all those teams, like you're saying, Source. You go plug those holes. Like, look at Hawthorn. They identified an issue, and they're like, we need to fix our backline. So who they go? They go and get Battle. They go and get Barras. And they partner him with Sicily. And then all of a sudden, you're looking at their backline going, Jesus, This is quality. Look how good
Correct.
it
You're
is.
not wrong. You're not
Now
wrong.
they're targeting Zach Merritt. They need another decent inside mid, so they're like, we're going to go for Merritt. You might as well go for it. They're trying to win now. So I agree with Andrew. What did Adam say? He said, granted end of first round priority pick in this year's draft and 4 extra rookie slots for the next 4 years, unrelated to Oscar Allen. So guaranteed first round priority pick this year and 4 extra rookie slots. So then what happens when Tassie comes in? So Tassie's going to get picks and then West Coast is guaranteed picks. West Coast is like a top 5 club in the league. And we're giving him rookie spots.
What's that mean? They can have more players on their list.
Well, they can get players in the rookie position. So if you delist, like, you can delist someone and then pick them up again in the rookie draft as well for a cheaper. So say they delist Tim Kelly because they don't want to pay him as much. They can then redraft him on the rookie list, pay him under the table like every other club does, and then they can go out and get a big fish to pay his salary to. Do you understand?
They're giving the advisory role at some
where
mining company over there in WA.
Yeah. Well, I look at West Coast and I go, all right, you had all these picks. You traded them for Baker, Owies. You know what I mean? You trade all your picks, all these top picks to Richmond for these shit, like to Richmond and Carlton. They got pick 3 they gave for Owies. Like they gave these shit, like they made these shit deals to get established players in. And now because they got Oscar Allen wanting to leave, they got an aging backline like McGovern has to retire due to concussion. Well, they're going to come and cry poor. I'm talking about West Coast here, mate. Like they're going to be good again.
Aren't they one of the most
top 5 in the league, mate? Yeah,
in the AFL.
Yes, they're the biggest club in Perth. That's like saying, "Oh, we're going to go to Brisbane if they had a bad year, because we want them to be relevant, we're going to give them the kitchen sink, and we just give them preferential treatment, so then they become great again." Like, yeah, Hawks done it with their best player in Day. We spent money on Jasper Pittard and Caleb Daniel. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I don't know. West Coast pisses me off, to be honest. Yeah, but Andrew makes a good point. Target May, he'd be great for a couple of years. Where's Global says, which ruckman do we go for? Well, you got Todd Goldstein, mate. You don't need to get any other ruckman.
Nah, I don't think they offered him a new contract, Dom. So I think we're going with Brian and the other guy. We'll see if they
Visentini. Is it
Visentini.
Visentini. Fonte's in Port Adelaide.
Visentini, that's who we're going with, I reckon. So, who knows? It's out of our control, Doma. Let's hope that our clubs do something. But it's just, I wanted to bring that point up because I had that discussion with someone, and it's really, I'm at the point with Essendon, with everything that's going on. I'm at wit's end with the club, mate. It's just 25 years I paid membership for absolute that. That's all I've got from them. And heartbreak. They've just torn me heart apart multiple times.
Yeah, well, Brian is injured at Global.
Yeah, he's coming back. He's coming back from ACL.
Yeah. In 2028. You have him. So.
They drafted that other guy in the mid-season draft as well. I forgot
You'll be all right. You just got to be positive, mate.
Next year. Again.
Bottom 6. Try like bottom 3.
Oh, okay, there you go. I was trying to say, you said be positive. I was trying to be a little bit
Yeah,
positive.
but you can't be positive on the fact that your team is going to be worse next year than this year. I didn't think that was physically possible, and you're going to lose the best player in your team potentially.
It's a shambles down there at the Dons. It's a shambles. Absolute shambles.
Do we think trade weeks and all this stuff go for too long and drawn out bullshit? Well, the AFL is just trying to stay relevant
Stay
for as long as
correct.
possible. Eat into a bit of the A League when the A League starts.
Yeah.
NRL ends, and they just keep pushing in. It's smart by them, if you ask me. All right, Sauce, let's move on. Let's get to some EPL, mate. Let's get through to it. If you thought the complaining was going to stop there for some of the teams, you wait till we get to the EPL.
All right, I'll bring it up, Doma. Match week. What is match week this, Dom?
Well, I don't even care anymore.
By round? Oh, it's match week. That was match week 6, so I can do by round. Match week 6, it started off Saturday night's game. Brentford defeats Manchester United 3-1 at Brentford's home. That's Saturday night. It was the 9:30 p.m. fixture here. And then it was the midnight fixtures. You had Chelsea defeated by Brighton and Hove Albion at home as well. So a big win by Brighton. Crystal Palace defeats Liverpool. Your beauty. We need some teams to take some points off Liverpool. They beat them 2-1. Leeds draws with Bournemouth 2-2. Manchester City drumming of Burnley 5-1. Nottingham Forest loses 1-0 to Sunderland at home, which is a big loss, if you ask me. Tottenham Hotspur couldn't even get the job done against the Wolverhampton Wanderers. They draw 1-1. Wolves have lost first 5 games of the season. They've lost all 5 games. 0-5 they were going into this. And Tottenham, they couldn't get the job done at home. They draw 1-1. Then you've got Aston Villa defeating Fulham 3-1. And then you had the big game, Arsenal 2-1 over Newcastle. We scored 2 late goals, Doma. 2 late goals in the last 10 minutes of the game to snatch it away from the Geordies there at the Toon. And then Everton draws 1-1 with West Ham. So a big round of fixtures. We'll start Brentford, Manchester United. Dom, let us know.
I will let you know. I was kind enough in a WhatsApp group to give Manchester United 4 extra minutes of the benefit of the doubt in this game, because I said, I could tell in the first 10 minutes. Well, I over-exaggerated it a bit, because I could tell in the first 6 minutes of the game, I shit you not, that we had no chance of winning. In 6 minutes. Within 6 minutes. I'm not even on the coaching panel. I'm not the coach. I'm not the owner. I've got no stake in the club. I don't play for the club. But when you watch enough games, you know in the first 6... Well, you know early on, but I knew in the first 6 minutes. And we lost. And what can I say? We suck. Not just suck. We suck balls. I put that in our Instagram story. Well, I heard.
I was going to say, I think I heard seen a stat about something about between Amarin and someone else. Yeah, and I think who was the other coach that got sacked pretty quick on their tenure? Solskjaer or Moyes?
No,
maybe.
No. Not Van Nistelrooy.
But anyway, he'd won more games than
Amarin. Press. Who was the coach? Is this the coach you're thinking of? The press? What's his name?
I can't remember what coach it was. I wish I saved the post. I tried to find it. I didn't save it. But, jeez, they're giving Amarin a lot of chances. But you can't.
I heard November 1st. I heard November 1st there's a clause in his contract, so then they part ways with him, and I don't know. Less money and hello Magda, welcome. Global says he knows F all about EPL, yet he's in the top 500 or 40,000 EPL super coach. You're just the GOAT, mate. Adam says, child, the which United players will still be at the club in 3 years? None of them. He's absolutely.
You get rid of him and they do better. I mean, Rashford scoring an absolute banger in the Champions League.
Garnacho can't even get a game for Chelsea. Like, I don't know what to do to fix it. All I do know is one thing about Manchester United: we are the best team in the world at passing the ball side to side and backwards on planet Earth. Like, if Luke Shaw, if you could win a Ballon d'Or for doing that, Luke Shaw would probably have 10. No joke.
You've got him playing centre back now. You played 3 at the back.
I don't know who's playing what anymore. We're finished. I'm at wit's end. I'm you with Essendon. This is me with United. But I'm still dumb enough to get up and watch this shit or stay up. Like I'm a stickler for this crap.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've got Sunderland this week. We'll lose to Sunderland. They can't sack him after. If they're gonna wait to some clause thing after you lose to Sunderland, you might as well just sack. What's his name as well? The part owner. Fuck, I've gone blank on all these clowns because I'm losing my marbles here.
Radcliffe.
Yeah, Radcliffe. You might as well sack him as well. Sell the club back to the fans. We'll do a better job.
Oh, jeez.
We've lost their marbles. How does Fernandez miss another pen after kicking 18 in a row? Well, I'll give you one thing. I'll give credit to Brentford. So, yes, he had to wait 6 minutes to take this penalty. Magda's right, because they had to review to see if it was a red card, this and that. And he's getting ready, Sauce, to go take the pen. And the manager for Brentford goes, nah, we're going to make a double change. Just before he goes to put the ball down to start his pen, he makes a double change. So then Fernandez has to wait even longer. So then he has to have those thoughts running in his head for another minute and a half. Where am I going to put the ball?
Oh, no.
It was just great. Honestly, it was great tactics. It was great tactics, bro. I was loving it.
A terrible penalty, though.
It was funny because I think you messaged me and I responded to you. And people can say, oh, yeah, bullshit, you knew. The moment it took that long, I was like, he's going to miss again. Because remember, he made the excuse last time that the referee backed into him. And he's like, oh, it broke my momentum. That's why I missed. It's ridiculous. Because he sucks about everything. So I knew that the longer it takes and the mind games you play, he was going to cook it. And I don't know. You saw the penalty. You said it was a terrible penalty. It was shocking. It was shocking.
It wasn't even in the corner. Nothing. Shocking. Would have been better to go high down the middle than what he did there.
Give me a rundown on Ange. Sauce, you give a take on Ange. What are your thoughts?
Look, I just think he doesn't have the ability of player to play the type of game he wants to play because he doesn't change his game style. So he will keep playing the same way he's played in the past, and it's probably not going to serve Nottingham Forest too well. They're going to have some games where they pull some results and upset some teams, but they're going to lose games where you think they probably should win. Yeah, who knows? Who knows how it goes? I hope it goes better for him than the last time, and they give him a bit more of a chance, and he's able to bring in some players and that. But yeah. Let's hope he doesn't get sacked too quick. I think it's inevitable at some point he'll get sacked from Nottingham Forest. I'll be honest with you. I don't think he's going to be there for 4-5 years. I think he'll be 2-3 years, and they're probably going to move on to another coach. I don't know. I just see that happening again. I just do. Because his attacking game style, if Ange would be a good coach if he was at a top club because the way he wants his players to play that attacking flair style, you've got the best players. You can do it with the top class talent, but some with that middle table talent, not the elite top class talent.
I don't want to say some controversial shit on this podcast. I know I've said it before, but I don't want to say anything controversial. But
I don't.
On my take, I told you my take personally behind closed doors, and I won't be as harsh on the podcast for the sake of a fellow Australian, but we'll see in 12 months' time if he's at Nottingham. Just remember, ladies and gents, they need to stay in the Premier League first before we discuss second year, third year. That's all I'm saying. Because you just got to remember his team at Tottenham, he had quality players there, and everyone used injuries as the excuse. I know, and you got to look at it. Nottingham finished 4th or 5th last year, or 6th, or whatever the hell it was. That's all I'm saying. We'll revisit it in 12 months. If the owner got pissed off at Espirito Santo for getting them into the Europa League or whatever the hell he got them into, what do you reckon he's going to do if his team potentially gets relegated? That's all I'm saying. I'm just putting it out there. That's all I'm saying.
Look,
I hope he succeeds. I really,
hope
really
not.
do.
Really do.
Of course, I really hope he succeeds. I really hope he succeeds. But going off form, recent form in the Premier League, yeah, anyway, he could probably just take the United job next based off recent form.
Ange wins trophies in his second year, so just be patient. Don't get relegated first.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Let's revisit. Let's be patient, but let's revisit it in 12 months before we say
All right.
2-3 years.
Doma, we've got to keep moving on. So thank you, people in the chat, for chiming in with the questions. We appreciate it. Keep them coming. AFC Bournemouth versus Fulham. These games are Saturday, the 4th of October. 5 a.m. kickoff is Bournemouth versus Fulham. And then you've got Saturday evening, 9:30 p.m. kickoff, Leeds United versus Tottenham Hotspur. Then you've got the midnight games. Beautiful. I'll be able to watch this one. Doma will be up to watching this one. Arsenal versus West Ham United. And then at the same time, Manchester United versus Sunderland. And you got Chelsea versus Liverpool. Big game there at Chelsea Stamford Bridge. And then Monday morning fixtures, you've got Aston Villa versus Burnley, Everton versus Crystal Palace, Newcastle United versus Nottingham Forest, Wolverhampton Wanderers against Brighton Hove and Albion, and Brentford versus Manchester City. That rounds out game week round 7, I should say. Round 7 it is. I don't know where I got 9 from, but there we go. That is that. And Doma, don't go anywhere. Do not go anywhere, because we got Champions League. It's back this week. Champions League is back tomorrow, starting 2:45 a.m. tonight. So stay up. Don't go to sleep. Just stay up till 2:45. Just do an all-nighter, because you're gonna watch Atalanta against Club Brugge. And then you're going to watch Karat Almaty against Real Madrid. And then at 5 a.m., you got Atletico Madrid against Eintracht Frankfurt. Then you got Bodo Glimt against Tottenham Hotspur. Chelsea versus Benfica. Galatasaray versus Liverpool. Inter Milan against Slavia Prague. And then Marseille against against Ajax. Paphos FC from Cyprus against Bayern Munich. There could be some thrashings on the cards here with a few of these games. And that is tomorrow morning. And then you have Thursday morning, ladies and gentlemen. You got Karabag against FC Copenhagen, Union St. Gilles against Newcastle United, Arsenal versus Olympiacos. This is the game everyone should be watching. Barcelona against Paris Saint-Germain, Bayer Leverkusen against PSV Eindhoven, Borussia Dortmund against Athletic Club, Monaco versus Manchester City, Napoli versus Sporting, and Villarreal against Juventus. I'll just, for the punters out there, I'll just say this. I'll just think definitely, obviously, Real Madrid to win, Bayern Munich to win, Inter Milan to win. I think they would be out of the first match weeks. You're probably your most sure to wins. I'd even nearly consider putting Atletico Madrid in there over Ostic Frankfurt, but at home especially. And then in Thursday morning, you got Arsenal obviously to win at home. That's clear as day. And then I would probably go Borussia Dortmund at home over Athletic Club, who haven't had the greatest start to the season. And then I'd go Napoli over Sporting to win. And then you've got Manchester United and Monaco. I think Manchester United is in too good form, and Monaco has been struggling a little bit. So I'd go Manchester City, I should say, not United.
I was going to
Manchester
say,
City
what are you talking about?
over Monaco, Manchester City. So they're the games that I would pick head-to-heads, ladies and gentlemen. Do of it what you will. Get a little combo going. Gamble responsibly. But there could be some absolute shellackings here, like the Real Madrid game and the Bayern Munich game over Paphos. Those teams are just... let's just say their budgets, the cost of Mbappe is probably more than Karat Almaty's whole team combined. So, when you think of that aspect of it, the class will just be too much for him.
Beautiful. All right, Saucy, let's keep powering through here because I can't believe we're 40 plus minutes in. F1, there's a race this week. Just to add to all the football, the World Game stuff, we've got NRL Grand Final as well. But 11 p.m. on Sunday, we have the Singaporean Grand Prix as well. So there's so much happening. I'm going to give a quick shout out to the Max Verstappen source because in his week off, all right, he went to drive in the Red Bull GT3 car, which is a Ferrari, all right, around the Nürburgring in a competition. It's the first time he's driven in this car, and he won the race. In his week off, he just decided, I'm just going to go drive touring cars, and he won. So just a quick shout out to him, and that's why he's probably going to win the World Championship. Because while everyone else is sipping mojitos on their week off, he's racing. So, anyway, Piastri and Norris are probably punching on as we speak. All right, let's get to the NFL. There were some big results this week, Sauce. We had the Seahawks over the Cardinals. Vikings lose to the Steelers. Commanders lose to the Falcons. Bills over Saints. Lions over Browns. Texans over Titans in a 26-0 shutout. Yes, Roscoe passed away, Lewis Hamilton's dog, which was very sad. If you'd watched the sport, you definitely know who Roscoe is. Patriots 42 over the Panthers 13. Giants get their first win against the Chargers, which, even I'm shocked at that. Eagles defeat the Buccaneers. Rams over Colts. Jags over 49ers, Chiefs beat the Ravens, and Lamar Jackson hurt his hamstring in this game, and I think they lost 2 more offensive linemen. So they've lost six of their starting offensive linemen, I was told. Ravens.
They've lost Lamar Jackson, so that's massive right there.
They're in a bit of trouble. Massive. The Bears defeat the Raiders by 1. The Packers and the Cowboys draw 40 apiece. The Dolphins get their first win against the Jets, and it didn't come without cost. Tyreek Hill got injured. That's always good news. And then the Broncos defeated the Bengals 28-3 without Joe Burrow. Games coming up in week 5, Sauce. We have 49ers at Rams, Vikings versus Browns. That's 12:30 a.m. That could be an international game.
Like probably in London, generally.
London, I think. Texans at Ravens, Dolphins at Panthers, Raiders at Colts, Giants at Saints, Cowboys at Jets, Broncos at Eagles, Titans at Cardinals, Buccaneers at Seahawks, Lions at Bengals, Commanders at Chargers, Patriots at Bills, and then the Chiefs at the Jags on Tuesday. There you go.
Beautiful, mate.
Throw you, Saucy, for some UFC.
Yep, UFC over the weekend. Ulberg versus Reyes in Perth. I'll bring it up. I'll have this one prepared earlier. Don't you worry about that, ladies and gentlemen. He was on the ball. Here it is, the results. Ulberg defeats Dominic Reyes with a KO in the first round. Jimmy Crute gets the submission in the first round over Ivan Urslan. Jack Jenkins defeats Raymond Tavares with a decision over the 3 rounds. Jake Matthews is defeated by Neil Magny with a submission in the 3rd round. Not sure if you've seen this. The ref actually called off the fight with the submission in the 1st round. Then they overturned the decision. Then they continued the fight, and then Matthews ended up losing when he originally thought he'd won the fight in the 1st round. But anyway, bit of a bizarre situation. Then you had Tom Nolan defeated Charlie Campbell with a submission in round 1. Then in the prelims, you had Navalio Sterling defeating Rodolfo Bellato with a decision over the 3 rounds. Cam Roston defeating Andre Petrosky with a KO in the 1st round. Jamie Malaki defeating Rolando Bedoya with a decision over the 3 rounds. Colby Thicknees defeating Joseph Mosasa with a decision over the 3 rounds. Michelle Montague defeating Luna Carolina with a decision over the 3 rounds. And Brando Pericic defeating Elison with a KO in the 1st round. And then Loma Lukbunmi is defeated by Alexia Thanara with a decision over the 3 rounds. That's UFC Fight Night, Doma, over the weekend. And I believe, which I need to check, there is a card this weekend, Sunday the 5th. Yes, there is, and it is a big one. Uncle Live versus Alex Pereira, number 2 this weekend. Main event out of Las Vegas, T-Mobile Arena, 1 p.m. Main card kicks off this Sunday. Uncle Live against Alex Pereira, Merab Dashvili against Corey Sandhagen, Yuri Prochaska against Khalil Roundtree. This is a massive card. Josh Emmett against Yusufal Zalal. Abusa Magomedov against Joe Pfeiffer. Atiba Gatua against Ozzy Diaz. Against Farid Basharat. Daniel Santos against Jusang Yu. And the list goes on. There's a whole bunch of fighters, and Patchy Mix is in there.
Patchy Mix.
Yeah. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Tune in. UFC 320 Ankle Live versus Pereira, number 2. It's going to be an absolute belter. That's a massive card. I'm just telling you, ladies and gents, if you got the opportunity to sit down and watch it on this Sunday, it's a must-watch. It's a must-watch, if you ask me.
I couldn't agree more with you, to be honest. All right, Saucy, that wraps up our sporting content. Let's get into some hobby talk. And just straight off the bat, mate, we got to give a plug to one of the OGs of double coverage, which is global. He has no idea we're doing this as well. Hidden Gem Repacks. So Alec and his son have started a repack. So feel free, you can follow them on their Instagram page or jump into their Facebook page. $60 a pack. It's an NBA repack series. 50 packs are available. Each pack's 1 card, 1 in 10 chance to score a $10 voucher for your next purchase. 5 chase cards, 1 in 10 chance to hit a banger. And here's the chase cards. There's an Osir Thompson. There's an Evan Mobley, Jalen Williams auto, Isaiah Thomas auto, which looks very nice, and a Josh Giddey patch auto in there. Some of the chase cards. If you go into the comments, you'll be able to see the full breakdown of the checklist as well. So I've already gone through my friends list global, and I've invited a whole bunch of people. So I'm hoping they accept. So
get in there, ladies and gentlemen. OG of OG of double coverage is been in the chat from day dot. Still here. He was, as you'll see, he was up here a bit further up here. Global commenting. Appreciate it, mate. So get in hidden gem repacks and support one of our own.
In the comments. You can go straight there. Perfect. Have you got anything else, Source, before we jump into all we're going to do is plug our shit?
Yeah, look, the only other thing that I seen a video come across on YouTube, and people may have seen the meme that's come out. About Probsteins is leaving eBay and creating his own marketplace called Snipe, doing things a bit different. And there's obviously been people creating memes about old Probsteins, also known as Shilsteins, in the community. So make of it what you will. Will people flock to his, platform? I don't know. I don't think so. Let's see how well it actually does, and just be mindful with all of this stuff. When things first launch, just be careful and cautious.
Notorious for shilling. So that's all I'll say. So be very careful. Well, you got to say, you got something else to say about him? Oh, I'm not going there. We've said enough about these people. You can go through the archives, mate, on this podcast. Him and every other person, every other director out there. And
hang on, I've got one more thing. That please, if ladies and gents, if you haven't seen this, I've got to bring this up. I got to bring it up. Hang on, Dom, please. I put it in our chat.
Here we go. I think I know exactly what you're bringing up. So,
all right, here it is. Share it. I've got to bring it up. Here it is. Listen to this. Does this voice sound familiar, ladies and gentlemen? Does it sound familiar?
Here we go.
I've got Ken Golden on the phone. Kenny, are you there?
Yes, I am, Betty. Thank you.
Kenny, we have got the Neo Promo PSA Gem Min set. We have got a set that nobody can get in the United States, and we've got it graded. They're all Gem Min 10.
All 9
my
cards are Gem. This could be a $20,000 item. Here's why. Every single solitary card is a Gem Mint 10. Let me repeat this.
Wow.
You are getting a complete set of Pokemon.
Oh, you get the point, ladies and gentlemen. You just Uncle Kenny on the late night shopping. He what hasn't he spooked? He spooked the Nike promo, the Nike Jordan promo rookie. He spooked the 84 star that rookie. He spooked the 86 Fleer rookie on there. He's been
Nike
spooked
Jordan,
Pokemon.
Jordan Nike promo as his rookie card. What's this, James? Can we talk about the Wondershine Index? I don't know what you're talking about. Have we missed something? Can you crack them Gym Men 10 slabs easy? Well, you tell you what, you wouldn't be able to open those ones, mate. It's not like today. You just put your fingernail and just open it. It's a PSA is practically a vanity slab now.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I sent a video to Vinny. If I could find it, I would put it up here, but it's not in this chat.
I'm sure James will get back to us with whatever the Wondershine index is. This could be shocking, whatever it is. But in the meantime, let's quickly get through this, and then we'll probably end on the Wondershine index, whatever it is. You would have seen in the last week Apologies for my voice. I'm sick once again on a podcast. What's new this year? Double coverage breaks. We launched it early last week. So this used to be another group that was just sitting there. We rebranded it. Obviously, if people were interested, they stay. If not, they left. So, which is fair enough. But we do have our first break up. Before I go to the break, we do plan on doing. It's not just Pokemon cards. So, I just want to put that out there for everyone. We're going to be trying to get basketball if we can. We're going to try and especially do footy. So when there's the special drops next year for footy products, select products, we're going to try and get access to those, and we're going to break them as well. But at the moment, it's Pokemon where we can get a hold of it because it's a lot more affordable to access than, unfortunately, NBA cards are.
Correct.
So at the moment with the breaks, we have one obviously live over here. If you're not interested, that's fine. Please, to support us, just hit that invite button and invite any of your friends on Facebook, excuse me, that are interested in sports cards, TCG, because they might be interested. Now, if we don't sell a spot, we've actually got a deal coming throughout later this week. But if you do buy a spot from now, listening to this podcast, we will honor that deal to anyone that's listening to the podcast. So all you have to do is go there, buy a spot, and comment whichever type you're getting, and just put deal, and we'll be able to sort you out. As long as you don't buy the 3 bottom spots, so water, electric, and metal. So if you buy any other spot, just comment the spot you want, and then deal, and we'll look after you here at Double Coverage Breaks, first and foremost. You can also buy spots in breaks on the Double Coverage Instagram page as well. So there'll be cross-updating. Some people have Facebook, some people have Instagram. So breaks will happen via YouTube. The good thing as well is if you buy a break through here, ladies and gents, we can still stream it on Whatnot as well as a video on Whatnot and say it's break 001 and we're just breaking it. Everything's already bought, so you don't have to worry about fees on there. But eventually we will be doing a single show and stuff like that. Source and I have spoken about for Whatnot. So please, if you haven't subscribed, head on over to our link. You get $15 for free. If you don't want to spend it at Double Coverage, it doesn't matter. You still get $15 for free. So you can go on $1 singles pages and you can buy 15 cards. So go check it out.
Make sure you go follow us on there as well, please, ladies and gentlemen. If you're on Whatnot, if you're not in Whatnot, that's understandable.
That's fine. If not, we got obviously
we got the Facebook group, which the old school way, Doma.
Which I just put in the chat, and then if we go to IG here.
People do the WhatsApp group, Doma. That's a new one. Exclusive.
We could do a WhatsApp group. How many groups are we going to have at the moment?
We're going to have 50,000 groups. I think it's enough what we got.
I've got to start moderating everything.
No, you got AI moderation now. Isn't that the new thing that everyone does?
That's true. Can always just post breaks in our Discord as well. We've got one of those.
Put the link in the. Here we go.
There's our Instagram page as well. So if you want to follow them, head on over. Like we said, the Facebook page. If you can just invite your friends that you think are interested in sports cards and TCG, that'll be much appreciated. And we'll try and get this first break sold out. We know that it might take a bit of time. How many spots have your Russian bots brought? 0. We haven't sold a spot, Vinny. So we know it's going to be a grind because we're a bit behind the 8 ball. But that's okay. Source and I have actually got plenty of stock. So the more breaks that sell out, the more product we can actually start listing. We've actually got a lot of product, which we've secured. So it's just sitting in escrow at the moment, just waiting for people to sell our breaks. I think we've got
Or,
two.
or I get itchy hands, Dom, and want to rip it like I did
Well,
the
we've
other
got
day
two-
and
what have we
rip
got?
the box.
We're going to have this Mega Evolutions and another Mega Evolutions, and then we're going to have 4 Inferno X boxes, which is the Japanese. We've got them coming,
Correct.
and then we've got other stuff in the background. We've got singles. We've got so much stuff for Whatnot, especially. But yeah, the
Plenty
Russian bots
in reserve.
have bought nothing. Vinny, no Russian bots. So
Someone
anyway,
bought the Russian bots for us.
that's
Vinny.
right. We didn't
That's-
find no
that's-
Russian bots.
That's what happened, right? That was quite funny. It's a bit like our friend Manny when someone botted his Instagram account to 12,000 people.
Yeah, that's right. That's very funny. Anyway,
He doesn't know who
that's
did it.
Yeah, I know. That's the breaks page. Definitely check it out. We appreciate your support. You're obviously
We
here
do.
because you like our content. If you support us through the breaks page, we'll also appreciate that as well. But yeah, just a share to everyone. That will be awesome as well. All right, Saucy. James has put a chat in here.
He's put the Wonder Shine Index. So I've got it here, Doma. So let me just share what it is. And we're going to get this live reaction.
Competition. Bring it on. Try and compete. Just try. It's going to become the gold standard. The way this whole thing started was on the set of Shark Tank. Michael Rubin came on as a guest shark. So we're hanging around the set on Shark Tank between shoots. And, Rubin's telling me about the hobby and how big it's got and how it's a multi-billion-dollar business. And I'm saying to him, yeah, you must be kidding. But it really got me thinking. Then I run into this guy named Shine. I think I met him first in Abu Dhabi when he was coming out of Asia. I really liked him because he kind of reminded me of me as a watch collector, except he was into the hobby. So we kind of hit it off. I was talking about some of the pieces he's looking at and helped him out on a couple of pieces. So I was watching the millions per month of trades going on because Ruben got me interested in that. A third business partner, a guy named Paul Warshaw, who I already was in business with, said, listen, I'm getting into this thing with Shine. I'm going to buy some pieces. He's my advisor. We started talking. I realized if I'm going to get into this space, I'm going to do it the way I got into the watch space. Only the very, very best. And not just one card. I want an index. I want El Supremo, grown men weep when they see them kind of cards. So I said, that's it. I'm getting into this thing. And since that news broke, I didn't realize how big that news was going to be. We've spent $20.9 million. Because I'm so big in the watch space, I know all the auction houses. And so I called up Christie's and I talked to Phillips and Sotheby's. I said, what's going on with this card stuff? They said, this deal is for real. This is an asset class. I said, okay, is it true that if you buy the El Supremos, like those Jordans and those Kobe's, if that's what you're buying, is that where you get the majority of the appreciation? Turns out that's true. And so that's when I said, okay, I'm in. But I told Shine, I don't want any crap. I want El Supremo. And it turns out that's what he wanted. There's no guy like Shine. He is the guy. He knows where every piece is. He knows the collectors that have them. He knows the collectors that want them. We're talking about stuff that is really valuable because it's just not made anymore, or that, in the case of Kobe, he's not here anymore. I'm going to release this index pretty soon. Going to make it available for all the hobby to see. I think grown men are going to weep when they see this. When I get into something, I don't go half-assed.
So that's the Wonder Shine Index right there.
Oh, buy those El Supremos. That's the best. Oh, bro, I got so close there when he's just like, when I ran into Shine, he reminded me when I was young. He was in the hobby. I was into watches and he was into the hobby. I thought he was going to say I was into watches and he was into cocaine. I was into
He was slinging around the streets of Miami. He was slinging on that corner.
We had one thing in common: smuggling. In all honesty, though, as much shit that we do give Shine, he does have all these cards, and he does actually understand high value cards, which is fair enough. It's just he's got a colourful past. But the funny thing behind this is if this index and they're going to get El Supremo cards and he's got connections with Christie's, Sotheby's, Phillips, all these auction houses. What's happened to the relationship between Shiny Boy and Kenny G? Kenny G's not going to be if all these other auction houses.
Ooh.
Kevin O'Leary's hitting them up, talking about these big cards.
King of collectibles has fallen.
Is he not going to be getting the El Supremos on his platform? This is what we need to be asking.
That's the real question.
This is the real question.
In the pecking order in terms of, collectors sending their big cards.
Yeah,
but they had one thing in common. They know who Juanito is.
Well, that makes 4 of us, including us 2 here. And where he is, well, we may not know that. They definitely know that. Yeah, he runs the index for him. Anyway, that's funny. That's what, Kevin, I'd caution you on overusing the word collecting when you mean investing. Oh, actually, we should read some of these comments. Welcome to the hobby, Mr. Index. This guy, proud of you, Shine. That's nice.
The director of assets, mate. The director of assets is now the director of the card index, mate.
Welcome to the hobby. Let the weeping begin. This is vintage, baby. That $12 million card you bought is not even worth $1 million after the bubble pops. That sounds like freaking the Messiah. I'm gonna say I'm 100% sending this to the Messiah.
Yes,
100%.
please. We must send it to the Messiah and get his reaction.
I'm just gonna comment on it. No, I can't because he hasn't got his account. Well, he's got his account. He just doesn't look at it anymore. I have to send him the actual link and say, "Go check this out."
You need to find the video somewhere where you can watch it and check it out.
I definitely will. I'll do it after when we jump off in a second. I'm gonna find
Message it to him. Him. It'll be funny. All right, Doma, we appreciate everyone sticking around. Magda, what is it, Magda? The Messiah must be trying to keep Kerner at Carlton. Have you got something?
22.55. Apparently, it's a fake Poncho Pikachu.
Oh,
it's probably my one.
Yeah, we told you could order them off of Bali Barber.
Well, I'm the biggest scammer.
Definitely going to get done for copyright for this.
Are you ready to start that thing you've always wanted to do?
Yeah, sorry about that. It's just we're now sponsored by Harmony, not eHarmony, so don't worry about it. And now Disney, we're cooked here. Can you get a skip?
You're shocking, mate.
Get a skip.
Get the ad blockers on.
It'll be a nice part of the PC for sure.
Who do I talk to about vendors selling fake cards?
Vendors selling fake cards, like at the show?
At this show, here, the table next to you on the right, all those ponchos, look at the PSA Slabs ponchos. They're all fake. Who do I talk to about that? Because I know you're really big. Do I grab security? Or do I grab someone from Culture Collision? I just want to ask them.
Yeah, I guess I would talk to one of the show organizers from Culture Collision. All right, so let's do a little bit of investigating. Let's see what's going on over here. So these are...
They're proxy slabs.
What does that mean?
They're basically like fake custom cards. So like it's mainly just for display. Because like the real slabs are, and an actual 10, I think it ranges from like 7 to 15 grand.
Sure, those are extremely expensive cards. Yeah. If they were real, if those were real PSA 10s, those cards, yeah, those are thousands and thousands of dollars. A lot of those cards are.
Yeah.
So clearly they're not real. A guy came over earlier and was very concerned that like they're fake cards.
Yeah.
Which they are, but you've also got them indicated as such and obviously have them priced as such as well.
Yeah, because if you just want to use that as a display thing for your own collection,
Right.
that's completely fine with me.
Right. Gotcha.
But I don't want to sell like a 10 grand slab when I really is not that much in general.
Yeah. No, that I say. You mind if I see one of them? The scary thing about that is.
So, just quickly, can we explain how they've got the PSA label like that though? Because it doesn't say proxy on the label. So is it a fake PSA slab? Yeah, well, I found fake PSA slabs at a card show. I just need to understand: did they send the fake card in and PSA slabbed it?
No, that's just, mate. What do you mean? That's you go onto AliExpress, you go onto Alibaba, you can buy them like that. They send it out to you in the PSA slab, right? And this guy's obviously found a guy in China, a supplier that will send these out like that, and he's then selling it as like a fake thing. The thing is, the only thing that tells you that that's a proxy, other than if you know obviously what you're looking for with the fake slabs and whatever fake cards and that, is the guy putting his own yellow sticker on the front and saying proxy. He doesn't actually, it's like a custom card, but really it's a knockoff. It's like no different to when you go into the $2 shop and you've got the fake Pokemon cards.
Yeah, I understand that, Source, but what stops the guy from paying 40 USD for the proxy and then going to sell it for $18,000 and jibbing someone?
Nothing at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at. No, it doesn't. It's a real slab. If you scan the label, it actually comes through as a legitimate card. Oh, fuck, you'd hope not.
Check the cert and see if it's real. Well, that's what I mean. People are elaborate. We've seen it, Dom. We've seen it, what people will do. But I just think if you're there selling real Pokemon product and real Pokemon cards, I wouldn't be also selling fake Pokemon cards. Different selling custom Pokemon cards, but to sell a fake of what is a real Pokemon card and then in a fake slab, I wouldn't want to be doing that personally. I don't know. I think that people need to draw the line somewhere with.
Yeah, I wouldn't be putting it in the first place if you ask me.
With what they're going to buy and sell.
It's actually pretty obvious to tell as well. It's very blue. Like the card is very blue, but like, what's the difference? Like, I'm looking at my card, and what's the actual difference? Like, I can tell because I had it, but that's pretty cooked. We know there's a lot of grifters in this hobby, so they would go there and be like, "Oh, bro, I can't afford this card. I'd love to just have them to put them on display in my home. You know what I mean? I'll buy all of them. I'll buy all 10 of them that you have there for 400 US." And he'd be like, "Oh, yeah, no worries, man." Because he's making a sale. He makes 400 US. He can just go order some more from Alibaba, like you said, Source. But if you scan the actual thing and it comes up real, he just goes down the road or goes into a store or goes to some low-level store that's trying to get some clout, and he sells them a fake card for 18K, and he rides off into the sunset. And then when people say, "Oh, you're a scammer," he turns around and goes, "What are you talking about, bro? I bought the card for 15, man." Like, he just talks shit on a private sale. And look, scan the thing. He goes, "I bought it for 15 grand. Scan the thing. Look, it's real." And you just play dumb.
Global reckons some dealers got scammed 18K with the same slabs. Is that true? Because, yeah, look, you never know, Dom, because maybe someone's taken note of when another one of them has 10 and seen the certs and that, so then they've copied it, and because, I mean, the PSA label doesn't look like it'd be that hard to duplicate, does it? It doesn't look like it's that difficult.
Yeah.
And we've seen how they pop open the slabs, some of them.
Well, I'll tell you a funny story. I haven't got the video. Just quickly, just based off of this type of stuff. I seen a video come up, and this guy bought a base set unlimited booster box for 12 grand. All right, so he buys it off this guy, and it ends up being fake. But the crazy thing is, all right, this is the craziest part about it, and this is why it always comes down to some of the things we've always said about like BCCG and all the cling film companies and authenticators. Sometimes they have no effing idea, because at the show there was an authenticator at the show source, and he goes, "Do you mind if I get this box authenticated before I buy it off of you?" And he goes, "Yeah, man, no worries at all." He brought it to the authenticator at the show. The authenticator said it was real. He makes the purchase, and then his mate goes, "Bro, you bought a fake box." And he's like, "I got it authenticated." He's like, "It's fake." So he paid 12 G's. So the authenticator didn't even know. That's their job.
We know this. We know these third-party authenticators. It's
That's
all,
why when we see these Mike Baker, or whatever it's called, bloody diamond crap and double coverage condom cling film wraps, like, it doesn't mean shit. Oh, it's worth more because it's got the BCG, whatever it is, cling film on it. Yeah.
BBC.
Yeah, legit. Anyway. Rubbish.
Silly. That's definitely going to get us a copyright strike, but that's all right. Thanks about it.
Sorry about that. On that note, keep living, loving, and breathing sport. I'm Dom with the Great Man Sauce. Peace.
Join the breaks page down below, and we much appreciate if you could share it around. Catch you next time.
Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app. Also, follow us on socials: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Talking all sports, double coverage.